Okay, hi, good day all. So today we're going to be doing January 2024, number 5. So the question says, the mass M in kilograms of 120 newborns at a hospital is recorded in the table below. State the modal class. Modal class or mode means most popular. So you look at the frequency, right? And if you look at the frequency, the most frequent is 30, right? Which is, your mass is between 4.4 and 5.3. That is the answer for modal class, right? Most popular. This question says, complete the table below. Calculate an estimate of the mean mass of 120 newborns. Okay, so first off, they asked you for midpoint. What is midpoint? The middle. So basically, you're finding the middle of the ranges. So if you have to find the middle of this range, right, your midpoint would be equal to 5, let's put this open bracket, 5.3 plus 6.2 close bracket divided by 2. Alright, so your midpoint would be equal to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11.5 divided by 2. Midpoint would be equal to 5 5 could go into 11, sorry, 2 could go into 11 5 times, remainder 1. 2 could go into 15 7 times, remainder 1. 2 could go into 10 5 times, so 5.75. So that would be your value here. $5.75. Right, and then we know that your frequency, sorry, f of x would be your frequency multiplied by a midpoint. So that is equal to 5.75 multiplied by 29, close bracket. And that is equal to, okay, so if you use a calculator, 5.75 multiplied by 29, you're going to get 166.75. Sorry. 166.75. Let's just make this a little bit bigger so it could fit. Right, that is the answer for this section here. Then this one here, when they ask you for the midpoint, same thing like this. Let's just, the midpoint would be 7.1 plus 8.0 divided by 2. 7.1 plus 8 is 15.1 divided by 2 is equals to 7.55. 7.55. So therefore your midpoint here is 7.55. Just fix this up a little bit. Right. Then we want the f of x, right, which is frequency of 7.55 multiplied by 8 is equal to 60.4. And same thing, let's make this a little bit bigger so we could get the answer. So that would be the answer for your frequency. Now, that is not the end of the question. They did ask you to find, after you've completed the table, calculate the mean mass. So what is mean mass? This is the summation or the total of number of f of x. So you're going to add up all your f of x and divide it by all your total number of items. In this case, it will be 120 newborns. Right? Let me see if I could so your mean with a little dash on top means mean, right? Is equal to the summation of f of x divided by the summation of x. So the summation of f of x, that's all those values, that's 21.35 plus 71.1 plus 145.5 plus 166.75 plus 186.2 plus 60.4. When you add all of that up, you're going to get a total of 651.3. Right? And the summation of x, or the number of items, is 120. They already told you. So this would be equal to 60. Right, so I just put in the value. You'll get 651.3 divided by 120 is 5.4275 kilograms, but I wanted to do decimal places, so it's 5.43 kilograms, and you always put it to how many decimal places, right? And that would be your answer for this question here when they ask you for the mean mass. Right, let's go to our next question. Right. Zoom in. Right. One newborn is chosen at random from the hospital. Find the probability that the newborn has a mass greater than 5.3. So we need to find out the number of newborns with a mass more than 5.3 kilograms. Right, let's just make smaller. So we're going to look back at our table that we have. What is the frequency that is more than 5 point, how much did they say? 5.3. Greater than 5.3. So that would be these values, 29, 28, and 8. So would be 20. I'll just make sure, I don't want to make mistake. 29, 28, and 8. That's 29 plus 28 plus 8. Right? That's 29 plus 28 plus 8 is 65. This is equals to 65. When your probability, so probability BABLI is equal to your desired over your total. What is the total number of babies? They already told you. It's 120. So probability is equal to your desired, which is 65 over 120. So let's go 65 over 120 is equals to 113 over this is equals to 13 over 24. And that's the answer for this question right here. Okay, so this question says complete the cumulative frequency table shown below. What we should know about our cumulative frequency is that it is your previous, the next cumulative frequency is your previous cumulative frequency plus your frequency. So this one here would be 55 plus 28, I believe. If we look back, the frequency for 6.2 I stand corrected. It is not 28, it's 29. If we look at it here, it's actually 29. So this one would be plus 29. Right, and then this value here, actually let's get a value for this and then we'll talk about that. So this is equal to 55 plus 29, which is equals to 84. Right, and then the next value, right, would be 84 plus the cumulative frequency as the frequency of that one, which would be 84 plus 28 plus 28, which is equals to 112. And then your last one here would be 112 plus 8, which is equal to 120. So we know that this is your answer for how we would complete our table. Again, cumulative frequency is your cumulative frequency plus the your previous cumulative frequency plus your frequency, right? And that is how you would do this question. That is why this question is only 1 mark. Right, let's see. That is it for this. Let's look at the last page. Last page, right, let's zoom in. Last page tells us on the grid below, draw a cumulative frequency curve to show the information in the table on page 16. So this is your mass and this is a cumulative frequency. Right, so if we look at our mass, when our mass was 2.5, it was 0 because there's no 2.5 here. When our mass was, let's see, 3.5, as here, it would be 7, no, the cumulative frequency, well, we have the table here if you need it, would be 7. So at 3.5, the frequency is 7. At 4.4 it's 25. At 5.3 is 55. At 6.2 is 8.5. 7.1 is 121 and 8.0 is 120. So we have the values there. Right? So it's 4.4. So 5.3 is 55. So we're going to look at 5.3. So each one of these blocks is 0.1, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7. Let's zoom up so you can see what I'm talking about. 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 3, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5. Alright, so each block is point something. So that is why 4.4 would have been here. Right, so let's look at the previous thing. We know that at 5.3 it's 55. So looking for 5.3, this is 5.5, 5.2, 5.3 would be here. And they said that it is equal to 55. So at 5, let's look for 55. 55 would be somewhere in the middle here. And 5.5, 5. This is 5, right? 5.1, 5.2, 5.3. So it's somewhere here. So you would take this dot, right? 5.3 is 55. If you look at this, 55 is in between here, right? And then 5.3 would be, this is 5, 5.1, 5.2, and 5.3. So that's why this point is here. Right, the next cumulative frequency is 6.2 is 84. Excuse me. Here's 6.0. So if here's 6.0, then 6.1 and 6.2. Right, we know 6.2 is 84. We'll just go up. What you're gonna do, if you cannot see it, is you're gonna take your ruler and you get, no, 84 is here, and then we know 6.2 is here. Where those two intersect would be your would be the coordinates that you're looking for, right? Right. Seven point one is 112. 7.1 is here. 112 is remove these after. 112 is this. And 7 point, what it was? 7.1 would be right there. That is where the two intersect, right? That is 7. This is 7, so 7.1 would be here. And then your last area, when it is 8 is 120, so 8 would be here. Use a different color. 8 is here, and 120. Right there, and then this one is right here. Right, and then they'll ask you to connect the dots. It's going to be kind of hard for me to connect the dots online, but this is, you're basically going to connect all of them and make it as smooth as possible. Now obviously if you're using it, it's going to be much smoother, but this is basically the gist of how it's supposed to look. Right, then they said use a diagram to find the estimate of a median mass of newborns. Median is middle, right, and the formula for median median is equal to n plus 1 over 2, which is equal to, or implies, as n is your number of items, in this case is 120 plus 1 over 2, which is median is 121 over 2, so your median is equals to 60.5. So once you know that this 60.5 percentile or value, you then look in your graph and see where 60.5, right? If you know 60.5 is somewhere here, and if you go down, you would see that that is 5.5. So my answer for this would be 5.5 grams. Median mass is equals to 5.5 kilograms, and that would be the answer for this, and that is the end of number 5, 2024.